It's an experience that I've had so many times in my life that you start making excuses because you're thinking to yourself, well, it's not as bad as this person the other week said to me, or it's not as bad as, what my cousin experienced who has darker skin, but at the end of the day, these things are still not okay. A few years ago, my workplace was organising for everyone to be able to get their flu shot, and I thought, oh well, this will be really easy because the place we're going is just around the corner from my workplace. And I walk in, I say to the doctor, oh, do I need to remind you that I'm Indigenous, just so you don't charge my employer? And the doctor sort of stops and he looks up at me and he's like, oh well, you don't look Aboriginal, which I was taken back from, but also am quite used to people questioning my heritage, given I am a pale Indigenous person anyway. And then he sort of follows up from that, being like, you must only be a very small percent. And I sort of tried to respond with like, oh, it's not really about percentage, it's really more of a culture thing. And then he was like, most people would say that you don't look Aboriginal. Throughout the day, it was sort of playing on my mind. I was like, that's really annoying that happened. And one of my co-workers at the time was actually, you know what, that's actually not okay. Like, you should really talk to HR about that. That's a really unfortunate situation that you were in. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll talk to HR about it. The next year rolls around and my workplace explains to me that we're going back to the same doctor and I can choose to go see them or I can go to whatever doctor I would like to see. So we go in and it's the same doctor, but he obviously doesn't remember me at all. And he lifts his piece of paper up and I can see the word Aboriginal written on the piece of paper. And he says, oh, so you're Aboriginal. So I leave and again I'm really disappointed and again I'm really upset. And I tell HR and we just have the same conversation again. And it's an experience that I've had so many times in my life that you start making excuses because you're thinking to yourself, well, it's not as bad as this person the other week said to me, or it's not as bad as, what my cousin experienced who has darker skin, but at the end of the day, these things are still not okay. I think a lot of people have a misunderstanding about the way Aboriginal Australians view our culture and our heritage. As a result of the stolen generation, people being moved, literally walking around with colour wheels saying, yep, you're this shade, we can remove you from your whole family. We hold very tightly to the fact that our culture is inside us. And it's not, oh, I'm 50% Aboriginal and 50% Scottish. This is my culture, this is my family, this is what I hold dear, this is 60,000 years of culture and fighting to still be here after attempted genocide.